afternoon hours prior to their first time ever performance in Guaynabo, Puerto Rico this past Saturday, February 7th, Lacuna Coil singer Cristina Scabbia sat down with members of the Puerto Rican online media to talk about their 2014 effort Broken Crown Halo, as well as the current and future state of affairs of the Italian band. So let's just cut to the chase, shall we? Let's start with what was going on when Broken Crown Halo was being written.
I was looking at the lyrics of the album, and it's more like apocalyptic things, and I read something on the webpage that you ended the last time broken and shattered. There is a relationship, love and hate with music, that it's so difficult these times or something like that?
No, it was not difficult. It was probably easier because music for us is sort of a self-therapy. We always push all our feelings, positive and negative, in our music. It's a sort of a release for us. So when we wrote the lyrics, especially of this record, we were going through like not a happy moment. I mean, stuff that everyone could go through in life, some illnesses in the family, some death of loved ones, some breakups.
Wait, that was for Broken Crown?
For Broken Crown Halo.
What about Dark Adrenaline? You guys didn't say the same thing, that you were into?
No, Dark Adrenaline, it was a completely different vibe. While Broken Crown Halo is more full of strength and hope, Dark Adrenaline was more in the fun mode. We were working with a new producer for the first time, so it was just something completely different. We had a lot of more positive vibes going on. But when I say that in Broken Crown Halo we went through bad moments, it doesn't mean that this is a negative album. It's more of a way for us to say that there was always the light at the end of the tunnel. Whenever you're experiencing something bad, whenever there is bullshit in your life, whenever you're sad for something, there was always the time to touch the bottom and rise again.
That said, where does that leave the even darker lyrical content of Shallow Life, especially with the way it ends? You had that Shallow Life song at the end of Shallow Life, and I remember upon hearing, I was like, what's going on with these people? What the hell are you? Welcome down to the bottom line. What the hell is this?
Life is made of ups and downs, and we're not afraid to explore the darker side because we feel comfortable in both parts of life, because we know that it's part of life itself. So we're not afraid of the darkest moment. We're not afraid of being sad every once in a while, because that's the only way to grow up as a person and become stronger and stronger.
About the cinematic aspect of Broken Crown Halo and the influence of Italian horror cinema working its way into the writing process of the album and horror films.
Yes, because we all love movies, and we've always been very interested in soundtracks. And in this case, Marco wrote a lot of stuff just like watching TV with no volume on, getting inspired by the images.
Like if he was just making the soundtrack for it.
Like he was making the soundtrack, but everything from Discovery Channel or movies or cartoons, everything that was coming out. So like he was writing a soundtrack over the images. And this album is very cinematic because of that, because everything we heard when we were growing up and everything we are seeing now, we're living now, came out in the record.
And speaking of movies, I think you've seen this t-shirt.
I have one just like it, actually. I love Star Wars.
You love Star Wars.
Not surprising.
As every Lacuna Coil fan knows, Cristina is a Star Wars fan. And taking into account the light versus dark themes very present in Lacuna Coil's music, more so in the last 3 albums, the Injected short film featured in the Dark Adrenaline Deluxe Edition, and the Trip the Darkness video single, one might assume that the very same light versus dark theme of George Lucas's epic space opera might have at some point exerted some influence in Lacuna Coil's music. Turns out that's not the case.
No, I don't think it plays a role at all. I always liked contrasts and duality in things, and I'm convinced that in every person there is a little bit of good and a little bit of evil. They're balanced in a way that sometimes it can be more evil or more good. So that video was a sort of a way for me to say that in every person there are two sides coexisting, and in me as well. To me, the evil part doesn't come out as, that I'm in a way that I'm hurting people or I'm violent or anything like that. It's more of a being aggressive on stage. You will see that I'm a different person when I'm off stage. I don't know. It's like I transform. I'm very nerdy. I'm very hi. I'm Cristina because I like to be like that. I am like that. But when I'm on stage, I don't know. Something happens. I feel like I'm a different person, but it's still part of myself.
And since you love Star Wars, I feel inclined to ask you, what are your thoughts about the trailer, the trailer that came out, and where are you going to be on December 18th?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be there the very first day because I know that it's going to be super crowded, and I actually enjoy to be in the movie theater when it's kind of empty. So I will wait a little bit more, even if I'm very excited. And I'm not only excited about the original cast coming back, but mainly for the fact that they will be using the same type of effects that they were using at the very beginning. For me, it was a little bit of a turn off when I saw the new chapters, because I understand that the new movies need to use all the technology and the computer animation and all the modern special effects, but the beauty of Star Wars was that it was really, really rough and handmade, and that was the beauty of it. And I'm sure that a lot of fans, at least the old school fans, are loving this of Star Wars.
Are you in favor or against the new lightsaber?
You mean the cross one?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, awesome! I want one. No, I think it's really, really good looking.
Moving on to other things. Following her collaborations with the likes of Megadeth, Apocalyptica, and Alter Bridge, the singer was inquired about working with other recording artists in and out of metal.
Whom do you think you need to be invited with?
I don't know, because there are so many bands that I like and I admire. I would love to do something with Jonathan Davis of Korn, because I think I love Korn music. I've always loved the band. I know them personally, and they're amazing people. And I always thought that Jonathan was really creative. I mean, he really set up a very personal way of singing and composing the music. And a lot of bands coming out now, they're still inspired by them after so many years. So I would love to do something with them.
If there's anyone outside of metal?
Outside of metal? I would have to sing. You mean outside of rock as well?
Yeah,
or
maybe from your country or from your country.
Pop music. Maybe with Duran Duran.
Oh,
I love Duran Duran.
Wow.
Duran Duran.
That's gonna bring another question now.
Yeah.
Duran Duran. I mean, they were a great band, but they still are. I mean, I still love the old songs. They sound so fresh.
Yeah.
They sound so modern.
Yeah.
As for the Broken Crown Halo follow-up, the first one without guitarist Cristiano Migliori and drummer Cristiano Mossari, the singer recently announced on her Facebook fan page that those tunes have already been written and listened to. And while the Lacuna Coil music writing team for all intents and purposes remained the same, Scabbia hinted at some possible experimenting for the next record in light of new drummer Ryan Blake Fulton.
Yeah, I mean, there will be melody for sure, because I mean that's part of our Italian heritage, and I like melody in songs. I like the heaviness of the songs, but I also like when you hear a song and you can remember parts of the song itself, not just like straight violence in your face, but also, oh, that's a good chorus, that's a good melody. That's the way I like it, at least. So I believe that the next record might be heavier, because we have a new drummer, so he will probably be experimenting more on his side, as the first time that we will write with Ryan. But the main composers, the main songwriters are still in the band, so I don't think it's going to be something that worries us. I mean, we feel pretty confident we will come up with a great record, and we can't wait to start.
On that note, this reporter made a request for a possible Lacuna Coil cover song worthy enough to join R.E.M's Losing My Religion and Depeche Mode's Enjoy the Silence. I'm wondering, since I think you guys went to one of those rehearsals for the Police when they reunited, would you make a cover from the Police, or
Ooh, I love the Police.
I would love to hear Message in a Bottle by you guys.
That would be
great.
that would be amazing. Yeah, that's
that would
actually
be
a good
great.
suggestion because I mean, we really love the Police, but having two singers kind of puts us in the situation that we also have to think about covers that might also fit with both vocals. But yeah, hell yeah, I would love to try.
And since we're talking about messages, we asked Cristina to relay one to her boyfriend, Slipknot guitarist Jim Root. Could you please tell your boyfriend that we have fans here? We want to see him, and as well as the other 8 and Corey in Puerto Rico. We would really love to hear from Slipknot.
I'll tell him.
We've never seen him, and we
Really?
never.
I thought they played
No, we
here.
haven't seen
Never.
Slipknot here.
Never.
No.
Never.
If you could please
They
relay the message.
See.
I thought they played
please.
here. Like,
No, they haven't.
No.
We searched on internet. Was like, oh, let me see if they played it. I was sure that they played here.
Please,
I'm sorry
please
about
tell
that.
Jim. We want
I'll
to see him.
tell him.